Well, welcome along everybody to Doha, Qatar, as the FIBA Basketball World Cup 2019 Asian qualifiers continue here in Group D. And Qatar are hosting Kazakhstan as the road to China has only just begun. Both of these sides looking to try and make up for a very disappointing FIBA Asia Cup 2017 just a few months ago. Neither Qatar or Kazakhstan actually won a game in that FIBA Asia Cup, but both are hoping and perhaps expecting to perform a little bit better here, with a few people perhaps thinking that Kazakhstan could be the surprise package in the Asia qualifying section after their very good FIBA Asia Champions Cup campaign in September. So the two sides just being introduced to the crowd here. There is a plethora of basketball to be brought for you over the next couple of days in the first window of the qualifying campaign. So both Qatar and Kazakhstan out on the floor. And we will shortly pause for the national anthems. Crowd beginning to fill up all the time, which is good news. You can see there, decent crowd in over on that far side. And we will now pause for the national anthems. And we're going to start with the anthem of Kazakhstan. The Kazakhstan national anthem complete, and now the turn of the hosts, Qatar. So a very passionate anthem from the host, Qatar. Always enough to stir everybody up for the game ahead of us. Well, a couple of months ago at Asia's flagship event in Beirut, Qatar were at their worst as they put up what was easily their poorest showing in a competition since a 16th place finish back in 1991 in the FIBA Asia Cup. Many players got injured before and during the tournament, including Hassan Mohammed, who suffered a tear in the knee meniscus. He still played despite the injury. Let's have a look at the two rosters then. Here is the Kazakhstan roster. The good news for them is that both key men, Dmitry Gavrilov and Antonai Kolesnikov, they're number 31 and 24. They both returned to the roster for the World Cup qualifiers after they missed the FIBA Asia Cup. They are a talented bunch. The likes of Rustam Yagaliev and Alexander Zigulin. Here is their starting five: Rustam Muzagaliev, Anton Ponomarev, Rustam Yagali, Alexander Zigulin and Maxim Marchuk are the starting five for Kazakhstan. And the Kazakhs, well, they seem poised to perhaps have an upturn in their fortunes after their impressive showing at the FIBA Asia Champions Cup, where they finished on the podium for the first time in their history. And here is the Qatar roster. Well, Abdulrahman Saad, the number 4 there, is a very talented young 21-year-old. He led the way at the FIBA Asia Cup just a few months ago, averaging 20 points a game, 8.7 rebounds and 3 assists. They'll be looking for him to step up big again on both ends of the floor. They also have the likes of Ali Said Irfan, who was another big player for them, averaging 13 points a game. Irfan Said there. Abdulrahman Saad, Nasser Al-Rayaz, Ahmad Al-Dawish and Malik Abdullah, the starting five for Qatar. Yeah, you do sense that a lot is going to rest on the shoulders of Abdulrahman Saad. So we're just a few moments away from the start of Group D in the FIBA Basketball World Cup 2019 Asian Qualifiers, as the two coaches just deliver their final talks. Tim Lewis, the head coach of Qatar, he was head coach of Thailand actually last year and then had a brief spell at the Philippines as well, helping them out in a consultancy role at the 2017 Southeast Asia Games. And there is Mikhail Karpenko, who is leading Kazakhstan, also coach of BC Astana. Iran and Iraq, the other two sides that are making up Group D. They do battle a little later on in a couple of hours' time, Iraq hosting Iran. And then on Monday, Iran will host Qatar, so Qatar travel to Iran, and then Kazakhstan are at home to Iraq. So that is the first couple of games in Group D in this year's World Cup qualifying campaign. There is Yagali, another very, very talented player. And all the waiting, I'm sure there's been a lot of tension and a lot of nerves leading up to this. Both sides desperately trying to make amends for a very poor showing in that FIBA Asia Cup just a few months ago. And they'll want to get off to a good start here. And I'm sure both of these sides coming into the game thinking that they can beat each other. Great penetration and a nice finish as well with the left hand. And the first points go the way of Rustam Yagaliev for Kazakhstan. Here is Abdulrahman Saad. The hopes of Qatar, you feel, rest on his shoulders. I think he thought he was fouled, looked at the referee for a whistle, didn't get it. Thought about the three, nice little feint, drives, throws up the two, doesn't get the roll, offensive rebound though. Chance for a second opportunity, up goes the three this time, way too much on it. Another offensive board. Here is Yargaliev. Yargaliev throws up the two, and Yargaliev has started hot for Kazakhstan. Makes another. "30 years of age now, Yargaliev. Another one of those who's at Astana. Most of these Kazakhstan players play their club basketball at Astana. And that's a nice drive penetration finish by Abdulrahman Saad. So Qatar with their first points of the game. Difficult shot. Oh, and poor hands by Saad there, just giving it straight back to Kazakhstan. Should have grabbed the rebound pretty easily. You can see and hear Tim Lewis, in fact, the Qatar coach, just on the sideline. Catch and shoot. Just can't get it. It's another offensive rebound. They're certainly dominating the glass in the early stages, the Kazakhstanis, and another. Here's Marchuk. Zhigulin back to Yargaliev. Nice pass, throws it outside. The three on the way, just can't get it to go. And finally, it's a defensive rebound by Malik Salim Abdullah. They've got to protect their own glass a little bit better than they're doing at the moment, though. Qatar gifting a lot of second chance opportunities for the visitors. Al-Darwish trying to go to work underneath. Good defense though by Ponomarev. 29 years of age now, Ponomarev. The two is no good. It's another offensive rebound. The putback was nearly good, but he'll head to the line and shoot two. The foul goes on Al-Darwish. Got to just box out a little better here, Qatar. They're being absolutely dominated. So Alexander Zhigulin heads to the foul line. Only 23 years of age. He actually started playing basketball completely by chance because of his height. He was never really that keen on playing as a youngster. And then by the age of 16, he'd already played for 2 teams professionally. Also won silver at the Asian Youth Games as well. So it was a fairly rapid rise to the top for Zhigulin. Kazakhstan leading by 6 points to 2. 3 minutes gone in this opening quarter. Saad throws it into Abdullah. Now Nasser Al-Reyes has it stripped off him by Alexander Zhigulin. Certainly started the better here, Kazakhstan. Yargaliev back to Mirzagaliev. Ponomarev for 3, count it. And Kazakhstan continue with the hot hands. Lead up to 7 already. Shooting the ball better, rebounding better than Qatar. Saad tries to respond, and Abdulrahman Saad, who you feel is going to have a big, big game, a big, big qualifying event really for Qatar. And he knocks down their first 3. Great pass outside. He's decided to step inside the arc. It would have been a 2 if it had gone. Saad can bring it clear. Might try and go coast to coast. Saad, great steal. But he stepped out of bounds for straight Yargaliev, who did really well to transition into defense. And you could just see that toe stepped out of bounds. Turns it straight back over. Here is Abdulrahman Saad again. Great finish with the right hand. Penetrates into the lane. Such a soft touch at the hoop, does Abdul Rahman Saad. The three by Ponoramov, no good. Back outside, another three, Murzigaliev. Another three knocked down for Kazakhstan. They lead by 5 again. Averaged just over 7 points a game in the FIBA Asia Cup, did Murzigaliev. Now Malek for three, looking to respond, no good. Rebound this time by Zhigulin. Throws it back outside, extra pass. Good ball movement this by Kazakhstan. They're defending the perimeter pretty well. And I think they'll turn it over here. Kazakhstan. Might have been a 3-second call there. Yeah, it was a 3-second on Zhigulin. He was fouled, and a trip to the line for Ali Said Irfan for Qatar. Plenty of experience for Ali Said Irfan, 33 years of age now, plays his club basketball at El Jaish. He's a good 3-on-3 player as well. He won gold at the 2014 3-on-3 World Champs in Moscow. And he makes both from the foul line. So Qatar doing well here to stay in touch. Got to be quick to get over the half court, which he does. Murzigaliev throws it into Gavrilov. Now Galiev outside. Ponomarev with another three. Just can't get it to go. That's better rebounding this time by Nasser El Reyes. Nice pass inside. Lovely little spin move and the finish as well. That's as good as it gets from Ali Said Irfan. Just watch this. See you later. So the lead down to 1. Difficult shot, no good. Reyes just tips it to Malik Salim Abdullah. And the chance now for Qatar to take the lead for the first time in this first quarter. Trying to go to work, and an offensive foul is called on Malik Salim Abdullah. He's not happy with the call. Having a quiet discussion with one of the referees. And now an offensive foul called on Murzigaliev, so a couple of turnovers in the space of 10 seconds or so. One for Qatar, one for Kazakhstan. Qatar will regain possession. Going to be interesting to see the impact of Tim Lewis on this Qatar side. Confidence must be pretty low. As I said, they lost all 3 of their games at the FIBA Asia Cup. Really weren't satisfied at all with the way they played. Abdul Kawai. Now Irfan just had it tipped off him and should have just let it go out of bounds. Ahmed Al-Darwish, it would have been a Qatar ball, instead tried to take a difficult catch and just knocked it away. So Qatar will get it again. Sorry, Kazakhstan, I should say. Koznikov, travel, turnover. Plenty of turnovers already for both Qatar and Kazakhstan. I think that's the 4th turnover for Kazakhstan, 3 for Qatar. Kazakhstan struggling with their 2-point shot though. They're only shooting at 22% from two-point range, but they are out-rebounding Qatar considerably, so they're getting plenty more shots than their opponents. Lovely spin move and makes the two. Rustam as Mod Yusuf Mohammed, and Qatar have the lead for the first time in this opening quarter. 13 points to 12 as the three is on the way and good again. Well, they're shooting pretty well from beyond the arc, Kazakhstan, in the early stages. Here's Irfan, tries to throw it inside. Went down, looks at the referee, no whistle, turnover. And Kazakhstan will get it back with just under 2.5 to go in this first quarter. .35 years of age, Mod Yusuf Mohammed. It's quite nice that they've got a nice balance of both youth and experience in their side. When you think of Abdulrahman Saad at just 21, as another three is good. Azim Yagodkin knocks it down, and again, Kazakhstan have a 5-point lead. Yeah, didn't want to foul him. It's a big presence inside is Yusuf Mohammed. Played for Al Jaish since 2012, his club basketball. Sherbak. Now Koznikov. Koznikov draws the foul, can't get the two to go. No, actually, the foul has gone on Koznikov. So another 3 seconds violation for Kazakhstan. Couple of turnovers they've had from that, pretty sloppy from them. We've got 90 seconds to go in this opening quarter. See the difference in the way the two sides are shooting inside, but 4 3-pointers, looking for the alley-oop. Last touch off Irfan, and Qatar will turn it over again. It's Koznikov. Kazakhstan would have been disappointed not to have him at the FIBA Asia Cup. Koznikov and also Gavrilov as well. Foul goes on Mohammed. So they'll have a 14-second reset here with pretty much 60 seconds to go. To inbound and did just in time. Koznikov thought about the three, instead drives, tries to bank it in and makes a good two. Antolai Koznikov went to Nicholls State University in the United States, did Koznikov. Been all over the place in his life though. He was born in Alma-Ata, as the three is really good by Abdulrahman Saad. It was a long way outside there, was the 21-year-old, and knocked it down. And we've got about 7 seconds or so differential between the shot and the game clock. Here is Sherbak. Sherbak, great penetration, swatted away. Get out of my house, says Abdulrahman Saad. Can't just dominate on the offensive end, he can also go to work on the defense as well. Big rejection by Saad. Steal, now Abdullah. Last possession probably of this opening quarter. Abdulrahman Saad. Oh, beautiful little spin move and the finish. What a way to end the first quarter. And what a first quarter for Abdulrahman Saad. Mentioned him right at the start. And he's certainly proving just why this 21-year-old has such a lofty reputation. Beautiful little spin move, and still had work to do with the finish. Made it look very easy. with the right hand. Saad's got 12 points personal and a big block as well just before that possession. So great first quarter in which it's 20 points all. Let's try and listen in to the team talk.
We're kind of attacking, holding it, attacking. We got to get them moving a little bit more. Board rubber, board rubber. That's fine. No, I want the rubber. Dawish, back in. Listen up. On any of these pin downs here. Hey, listen. These screens. Okay, these screens. Remember, we're not chasing them. We're shooting the gap on all that stuff. Biggs, open up. You're yelling, slice, slice. All right? Slice, slice. Pay attention.
Преимущество на клоузауте. В защите. Один в один, когда играем против Сада. Он скрывает. Все время помогайте. Сдваивайтесь. Он еще ни одного передачи не отдал. Все время идет. Один в один скрывает вас. Бросайте своего, делайте дистанс, сдваивайтесь на него. Рискуйте. Пусть с дистанции пробьют.
Well, it's great being able to listen into the team talks from the respective coaches. Obviously, not as easy to understand Mikhail Karpenko as it is Tim Lewis, but it's a really close game, and it's probably what a lot of people thought it was going to be. cagey and close. I think these two sides pretty evenly matched on paper. And I think both of these sides just know how important this game is to try and set the tone, set the tempo for the rest of the FIBA World Cup qualifiers. You can see how poorly Kazakhstan shooting the ball from two-point range, but they are out-rebounding Qatar and getting themselves lots of second-chance points. So that's something that Qatar need to do better as this game goes on, because Kazakhstan's three-point shot is working well at the moment. But Abdulrahman Saad, boy, what a talent he looks, the 21-year-old. Already 12 out of the 20 points for him. 1 rebound, 1 assist, and 1 big block as well. Nearly thrown away by Saad. Darwish did well to just hang on to the ball. Malek sees Irfan in the corner. Irfan drives and can't get it to go. Nearly grabs his own rebound, but Kazakhstan can bring it away. Yagodkin. Now Koznikov. I was saying about Koznikov, he moved everywhere when he was younger. He was born in Alma-Ata. He then moved to New York when he was just 6 years of age. And by the time he was 12, he was living in Sydney. So he certainly saw the world as a young kid, did Antolai Koznikov, experiencing different cultures and different types of basketball, which is great. Great pass, Koznikov, the three on the way. Just doesn't quite get the roll. Abdulrahman Saad with the rebound. Now Mohamed. Malek, Salim Abdullah. Mohamed has to throw it up. Oh, and does! Mod Yusuf Mohamed, what a three. Just decided why not. So Qatar with a three-point advantage. Koznikov penetrates, tries to bank it in, doesn't get the roll. Another offensive rebound by Kazakhstan. Should have made the two and does. Just about got the roll. They simply have to start boxing out better here, Qatar, because they cannot afford to keep giving Kazakhstan these extra looks. Grabs his own rebound, blocked fairly as well, and now in transition, the fast break down the other end. I think that would have been a two. It was an air ball instead. Rebound by Darwish. It's got a nice tempo to the game, though, this. Now Mohamed tries to bank it, doesn't get the roll. This time offensive rebound by Ali Said Irfan, who puts back the two. Turns down the three, penetrates. Now the two, doesn't get it to go. Irfan with the rebound. Malek just catches, shoots, and just doesn't quite get the roll. Offensive rebound again, though, by Irfan. This is better by Qatar. Gets the 2 and 1. Ali Said Irfan having a good game early on here is the big man. Grabs his rebound, felt the contact, makes the 2. So first chance for a 3-point play. And Qatar have their biggest lead of the game so far. It's up to 5. And a timeout has been called. Let's try and listen in again.
The ball's got to be snapping a bit more. When we throw the ball in the post, remember what we're doing? The high splits, okay? Or we've got cuts out and then we're filling. All right, we're just standing and watching one guy play right now. All right, we're in open. Once everything breaks, we're in open. We're spacing. Okay, we can swing it. You can make a quick decision, go dribble handoff. Okay, this guy can screen down.
They're going man to man. Он даун играет. Джексон выйдет здесь. Получит мяч. Играем биг. Обостришь. Посмотри. Азим, заслон спину. Посмотри сюда, Азим. Азим, если нет атаки.
Tim Lewis just saying he wants to see a little more snap in their offense. He wants them to play a little more as a team as well. He mentioned that they're kind of just standing and watching one man play on the offensive end at the moment. Said there's always guys open, try and use them. Just a reminder as well, make sure you download the FIBA World Cup qualifying app as well. That is out for your pleasure. Get the latest news and highlights and videos and everything you could possibly dream of on there, so make sure you download that. Here is Yagaliev. Defending the perimeter well here is Darwish. And an offensive foul. A little look in here. Yeah, it was just grabbing Malek. Malek just looking round and saying, come on, you've got to blow the whistle sooner or later, and eventually it did come. The 3 is on the way, and it's good again by Mohamed. Qatar just beginning to turn the screw here. Now they lead by 8. Need some help. Eventually comes with Maxim Marchuk. Yagaliev. This will be a 2 if it goes, which it does. Yagaliev makes a long 2. He has been looking forward to this for a long, long time, especially when they go back to Kazakhstan on Monday for the second game of this opening window of qualifying games. Instead of making fairly brief appearances in basketball games, as he so often does for Astana, the 30-year-old will be a big part of Kazakhstan's plans. Of course, Astana have all their foreign players as well that he needs to try and dislodge. That's a poor pass, easily stolen by Mohamed. Nearly give it straight back to Yagaliev. Good hands by Abdulrahman Saad. Saad throws it back outside. Now Saad again. Drives to the baseline, little right-hand jump hook, and it's good. And Abdulrahman Saad continues on his merry way out there. 14 points out of the 32 that Qatar have scored so far. It'll be a 3, comes up short, rebound by Malek. This will be another 3 if it goes, and well, what a start Mod Yusuf Mohammed's had to this game. Well, we thought that Abdulrahman Saad would need some support, and at the moment it is primarily coming from Mod Yusuf Mohamed. And another three knocked down by Kazakhstan, so just desperately trying to keep close here. They are 8 back, just over 4 minutes to go in this first half. Qatar 35, Kazakhstan 27. Kazakhstan did go out to a 7-point lead in the first quarter. This time the three comes up short. Defensive rebounds. Mohamed obviously full of confidence. This will be a 2 if it goes, which it does. Foot was just over the line. And a timeout called as Mirzagaliev throws down the long 2. And the lead is back down to 6. Qatar's lead has been as big as 11. You could just see there the right toe was just on the line. That's why it was a 2 and not a 3. So timeout.
Okay, he's got a hot hand, so that's fine. Okay, that was a heat check. So listen up, Pat. Defensively, okay, 11, 10, and 13.
Кричи смену. Пусть этот маленький, пусть наш маленький, который играет дальше, выходит на большого. Сыграйте смену в этой ситуации, чтобы не было свободной атаки. Просто разговаривать. Большой увидит, что маленький опоздал, и вы выходите, и вы к своему никак не успеете. Смена. Здесь. Выход сюда.
Okay, make 11 put the ball on the floor. All right, here we go. Defense on 3. 1, 2, 3. Elbow 5.
Well, he's very concise and clear in his instruction, is Tim Lewis, with his timeouts and his team talks. Gets the message across in a very eloquent way. And I'm sure he'll be pretty happy with the start his side have made here. 35-29. Thanks largely in part to that man there, Mohamed, and this man. As Saad drives, has it stripped out of his hands. Last touch off Saad. And Qatar will turn it over. Average 20 points, 6.3 rebounds, also 2 steals a game at the Asia Cup did Abdulrahman Saad. Has been under the radar of opponents since he entered the fray during the FIBA Under-18 Asia Championships in 2014. Shot to prominence there, and I think a lot of people were expecting big things from him. Here he is again. Just had to be careful that he didn't have it stolen from behind. Darwish back to Saad. Saad's just going to have to throw it up himself. Great defense. And the foul has actually gone on Abdulrahman Saad. And Qatar will turn it over. Good defense, though, by Kazakhstan there. Big block, Maxim Marchuk. Well, wonderful bounce pass. And the dunk by Alexander Zhigulin. What a little dish to him, though. Completely took the defense out of action, did Rustam Yagaliev. Nasser Al-Reyes. Now Saad throws it back outside. Throws the 3, just comes up short. And just lets it go out of bounds. So Kazakhstan will have it back. They've done well to reduce the deficit to just 4. So the first round of FIBA World Cup qualifiers take place in November. Obviously the game's taking place over this weekend. Then February next year, and then June a few months afterwards. Says the 3 is knocked down by Ponomarev, who's made a few from the outside already so far today. And after that, the matches in June 2018, so the 3rd round of first round matches. Only the top 3 teams in each group will go through to the second round. So the top 3 in each group through to the second round after the final matches in June. And then the second round starts in September next year, September 2018. And just stepped out of bounds there did Maxim Marchuk, so Kazakhstan will give it straight back to Qatar. And then the second round of matches come a little quicker, September and November next year, and then February 2019. And then, of course, a date for your diary. 7 teams qualify, by the way, from the Asian qualifying championships, and then the World Cup proper starts on the 31st of August. As he makes the 2, fouled again, and it's a chance again for a 3-point play for Mod Yusuf Mohamed, who's just grown into this game as it's continued. And he actually leads the way scoring for Qatar now. He's gone past Abdulrahman Saad. He's got 15 points. 1 rebound and 1 assist as well. Chance to make that 16 points, which he just doesn't. But I think he's going to take it again. They're just encroaching, the Kazakhstan players. So Mohamed back to the line. And this one he does make. And Qatar back up to a 6-point lead. Just under 90 seconds to go. Zhigulin throws it outside. The 3 is good. Rustam Zhigaliev knocks another 3 down. He's got 11 points personal now. Kazakhstan doing well here just to stay in touch, because Qatar, a few times in this second quarter especially, have just looked as though they were perhaps going to move away from Kazakhstan, as the 3 from miles out. And Malek makes it. Way downtown, just catches, shoots, and nothing but net for Malek Salim Abdullah. Cries of defense around this hall in Doha. Another 3, and no one can miss. Anton Ponomarev makes this with that huge tattoo on his right arm. And he's taken a number of 3s today, has Ponomarev. And a timeout has been called here. Well, Ponomarev for Kazakhstan has really had the hot hand for them. He's 4 from 6 from beyond the arc so far today. And he leads the way for Kazakhstan. 14 points, and the lead is just 3 again. Got about 8 seconds differential between shot and game clock. Qatar are quick here. There's a possibility of a 2-for-1. Though it doesn't look as though that's going to happen. Here's Al-Mufta. Into the corner, completely open 3. Ahmed Dal-Darwish knocks it down. Well, no one on him. Dmitry Gavrilov did his best to try and race out to the corner. The 3 was already on the way. And again, the lead up to 6. Another timeout called with 15.4 seconds to go in this first half. So Kazakhstan in possession, trailing by 6. They've got about 13 seconds to get the last possession away in this first half. We'll try and get the ball in Ponomarev's hands, which they do! And I don't need to tell you what happened. Another 3 knocked down by Anton Ponomarev. What a first half he has had. 17 points now. And 15 of them coming from beyond the arc. Foolish of Qatar just to leave him open. I think it was always going to be the play to try and get him in, get the ball in Ponomarev's hands. But that is that for the first half here in Doha. Qatar leading Kazakhstan by 46 points to 43. We have a real close one on our hands here. So a chance for everyone just to go and catch their breath during this half-time interval of 15 minutes. Qatar have been heavily reliant on the likes of Abdulrahman Saad and Mod Yusuf Mohamed to lead the way. Here are the stats from that opening half. Qatar shooting it well from both inside and out. Kazakhstan out-rebounding Qatar though. 9 of those 19 rebounds offensive. A couple of big blocks as well. Kazakhstan turning the ball over just a little more often than Qatar. And we can now see the highlights of this first half, which I will leave you with. But make sure you are back in around 10 minutes time or so when the second half of Qatar against Kazakhstan will be getting underway. It's a real close one we've got here, like we thought it would be. Both these sides pretty tightly and evenly matched, and it's certainly going that way as well. Both sides shooting the ball well, especially from the outside. But at the end of the first half, it is Qatar 46, Kazakhstan 43. Make sure you're back in 10 minutes for the start of the second half. Well, welcome back, everybody, to Doha, Qatar. The second half is just about to get started here between Qatar and Kazakhstan, and we've got a really close one, just like perhaps we thought it was going to be. Both these sides look pretty closely matched on paper, and it's certainly heading that way at the moment. Just a 3-point lead for Qatar at the halftime break, 46 points to 43, led by 16 points from Mod Yusuf Mohamed. Abdulrahman Saad has had his usual good game as well. Second in scoring. Also leads the way in rebounds and assists. But the man with the really hot hand in that first half was Anton Ponomarev for Kazakhstan. He's 5 from 8 from the field, and all 5 have come from beyond the arc. He's got 17 points personal, and 15 of those from three-point range. Let's listen in to what Tim Lewis is saying.
Punch inside. Okay, Abdul, wait here on the weak side, pin down, read it. You might be able to cut out or come back on it. Now listen. Listen. Any screen involving number 11, okay, we are switching. And when you switch, you've got to get into his body. Make him put the ball on the floor.
Let's go, guys. Let's go. Drag quick.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, well, interesting. Just listening to Tim Lewis, they're picking out Anton Ponomarev, making sure that he doesn't get any easy looks, telling the screens to switch just in case, and they've got to get out to him and make sure that he puts the ball on the floor. They don't want him shooting the ball at all if they can help it. As I said, 17 points, 15 of those coming from the outside. So Ponomarev with a really good first half here for Kazakhstan. But it is Qatar with a 3-point lead. It's about an hour or so until the other two teams in this group get their World Cup qualifying campaign off and running. Iran against Iraq starting in just over an hour. Yagaliev. Good penetration, throws it back outside. Will throw the 2 this time, and Ponomarev again knocks it down. His first shot from inside, but it makes no odds. Here's Abdulrahman Saad. Saad drives, throws up the 2, can't get it to go. He thought he was, I think he perhaps thought it should have been a goaltend. Wasn't given though. Ponomarev. Galiev now, got the option in the corner, drives to the baseline, throws it away. Somehow gets it back though, tries to put it up on the reverse, no good. Last touch off Al Darwish, and Kazakhstan have it. This is the chance for Saad there. He thought it was on the way down. I'm pretty sure there was no touch though from a Kazakhstan player. Difficult shot, no good. Rebound. Qatar can bring it forward with Abdulrahman Saad looking to go coast to coast, gets the finish with the left hand. Abdulrahman Saad is up to 16 points personal as well. So both Saad and Mohamed with 16. 32 out of the 48 points that Qatar have scored coming from those two guys. Here is Rustam Yagaliev for 3. Comes up short. Irfan can't grab the rebound, but last touch was off Abdulrahman Saad. So Kazakhstan have it back. And just takes it straight out of bounds. Just lost his footing, did Yagaliev. Kazakhstan turn it over. Here is Saad. Saad again, looking to go himself. Left-hand hook shot, air ball. Rebound by Marchuk. Can they get Ponomarev a look? Yes, they can! Fouled and one! He cannot miss Ponomarev. And Qatar really haven't learnt their lesson from the first half. He's already had 2 open looks. Anton Ponomarev, he's made them both. And now the chance for the 4-point play here, which he converts. Well, he was a big man at a very young age, was Anton Ponomarev. He was 2 meters 5, aged 15, towering above the rest of his schoolmates and his teammates at the time. Mujigaliev into Ponomarev. This time they've made sure they've got someone on him. Little bounce pass inside, can't handle it, turnover. Kazakhstan leading now by a point. And a foul goes on Ponomarev. Yeah, he did enter the 2009 NBA draft, did Anton Ponomarev, but later withdrew before the deadline. He's very much into kickboxing as a youngster, as Abdulrahman Saad can't get the left-handed shot to go. Saad has it back in his hands, though. Saad drives and is fouled. So foul on Mujigaliev. Yeah, Ponomarev, he was a big kickboxer when he was younger. Very much took up basketball really just as a hobby initially, before possibly the big growth spurt came, and also realized that he could shoot the 3. As the 3 goes up by Mohamed, no good. Defensive rebound, great pass down the floor, and the dunk by Alexander Zhigulin. And let's hope that Mohamed's okay here. I'm not sure whether he fell slightly awkwardly. I think he's okay, which is good news. Got up to his feet quickly. Great pass by Maxim Marchuk. And Zhigulin with his 2nd jam of the day. Mohamed just having a quiet word with the referee there, perhaps asking why he didn't get the foul just a couple of moments ago. So Qatar trailing by 3. Abdulrahman Saad. Good perimeter defense by Yargaliev. Trying to go to work himself, difficult shot, doesn't get the roll. Yargaliev just tips it to Zhigulin. Now Yargaliev, Zhigulin, the rebounds, the difference in the rebounds. Kazakhstan 24, Qatar just 14. The 3 on the way, count it. Mujigaliev, another 3 for Kazakhstan, and they are just pouring it on from the outside. Shooting the 3 at 65%. Kazakhstan, that is pretty difficult to deal with. In fairness to Qatar, they're shooting it at 54%. Well, Tim Lewis won't be happy with the way his side have gone about things in the opening 4 minutes or so of this 3rd quarter. He was adamant just before the 3rd quarter started to make sure that 11, Anton Ponomarev, didn't get any easy shots, and he's just continued in the same fashion. So be a 2 if it goes. Comes up way short. Rebound by Ahmed Al-Darwish. Now Abdulrahman Saad to Malek. Now Irfan looking to try and spin. The foul is called, though, on Zhigulin. And unfortunately, we just missed what happened there. Technical is being called, though. So Gavrilov is replacing Zhigulin. Zhigulin was the man called on the tee. So free throw coming up here for Malik Salim Abdullah. And Qatar will then regain possession afterwards. Can't make the free throw. Here's Abdulrahman Saad, throws it out. Malik for three. Comes up way short. And Abdulrahman Saad couldn't quite grab the offensive board. Here is Yagaliev. Nice pass inside and rejected by Irfan. What a block. Ali Said Irfan. Perfectly timed. So Qatar back in possession, 4 points down. Here is Nasser Al-Reyes. Abdulrahman Saad thought he had it stripped off him instead. Nasser Al-Reyes trying to go to work inside, draws the foul. Foul goes on Dmitry Gavrilov. And a trip to the line for Nasser Al-Reyes. Clever guy as well. Here's Al-Reyes. He studied mechanical engineering at Caltech. One of really good universities in America, in California. He represented the Caltech Beavers in the US University League and then was signed by Al Sadd in his rookie year. He's only 23. Here's Murzigaliev into Ponomarev. Yagaliev, little feign, decides to throw the two, comes up way short, and saw a bit of a heavy fall by Abdulrahman Saad. Did well to keep hold of the ball. And it's an 8 seconds. Well, that's poor from Abdulrahman Saad. He should have known after falling over that he'd already wasted a few seconds. He had to advance the ball over the half court and wasn't able to do so. So a cheap turnover there from the 21-year-old. Yagaliev into Ponomarev. Ponomarev throws it back outside. Nice ball movement by Kazakhstan. The three is good. Well, if it's not Ponomarev, it's Murzigaliev. He's up to 17 personal, Murzigaliev. He's 6 from 7 from the field, Murzigaliev. Shooting the ball really well. Well, three completely uncontested. Just doesn't get the roll in and out. Kazakhstan's lead back up to 6. Marchuk now. Ponomarev. Extra pass to Murzigaliev, who drives, has it swatted away from him by Nasser Al-Reyes. And now the fast break by Malek. Doesn't get the two, but the putback is good. But I think he's done something to his left calf here, Abdulrahman Saad. And this is not a sight that Qatar fans will want to see. I think it may just be cramp, actually, the way that he was trying to stretch it out there. Did well to get down the floor quickly and help his teammate Abdulrahman Saad. I'm pretty sure it's just cramp. Either way, they're going to take no chances, so he checks out of the game, the 21-year-old. Ponomarev deciding not to try and get the block to avoid the foul. Kazakhstan are in the penalty with just over 2.5 minutes to go in this third quarter. Still just a 4-point game. Marchuk, Ponomarev for 2. Finally has missed, Ponomarev. Can't remember the last time he did. Here's Reyes. Malek into Mohamed. Mohamed tries to bank it in. Difficult shot. Can't get it to go. Rebound Ponomarev. Someone's going to have to try and replace the influence of Abdulrahman Saad. And I think he's just... No, it was last touch off Qatar, so Kazakhstan will keep it. The 3 off target. Oh, should have kept it in, which he does, Ponomarev. He does really well. Now Yagodkin. Very much a bit part player, really, in the FIBA Asia Cup was Azim Yagodkin. Only averaged 1.3 points a game. Did average 3.7 assists, though. Did well just to keep it in bounds. So Kazakhstan have themselves a 14-second reset. The foul went on Abdullah. Now the 3 from Yagodkin, no good. Rebound by Mohamed. So Qatar have led by as many as 11. At the moment, find themselves trailing by 4. Reyes, now Al-Dawish. Malek for 3, comes up way short. And it's an air ball straight out of bounds. Kazakhstan will have it back. Well, as I'm sure Qatar are hoping that Abdulrahman Saad is able to come back on the floor at some stage, because certainly don't look anywhere near as threatening on the offensive end without him. Yagodkin into Cheshbak. It's Chebak again. Chebak for 3. And the lead is 7 now for Kazakhstan. That is their biggest lead of the game so far. 7 points. And a timeout has been called with just over a minute to go in this third quarter.
Tell him it's a switch. It's not him telling you it's a switch. You can see the back screen coming. It was the same as the action that happened over here with you and Malik, or Dawish the previous time. All right. Anytime you see a guy sitting the back screen, you got to be yelling to him, switch, come together, and then you've got to go with him. That's little breakdowns like that. Like we're down here, we're just one pass, one shot. Come on, guys, we know basketball better than that. We know to be able to move the ball. Listen to me. Listen. Okay, run C punch here into Papis. Papis, read it.
He's very calmly spoken, is Tim Lewis. He's had stints in the USA, Egypt, Japan, Thailand, and the Philippines. Did say that he was very impressed with the skills of the players since he's come into the Qatar group. Said it's an exciting group. You've got a good mix of the old and the young. Certainly not out of this game just yet either. They trail by 7. Still plenty of time now, but they've turned it over. Here's Yagodkin. Kolznikov. Great defense by Al-Reyes. Good transitional defense by the Kazakhstan side, though. And a travel is called on Mohamed. So Qatar turn it over again. Can't afford to do this right now. Completely open 3 on the way, no good. Offensive rebound now by Yagodkin, and the foul is called on Abdulrahman Al-Mufta, I believe. Good work by Yagodkin, just sneaking around the back. "11 seconds in this third quarter. Kazakhstan leading by 7. Yagodkin for 3 is fouled. And Yagodkin will shoot 3. Well, that is poor from Qatar. Managed to force a pretty difficult shot there by Azim Yagodkin. He was a long way beyond the arc. And they've now just gifted him 3 free throws here. And a chance to perhaps extend their lead to double digits for the first time. Ponomarev checks out. Nikolai Bashkin is the man who comes in. Key part of the Kazakhstan side at last year's FIBA Asia Challenge was Nikolai Bashkin. He averaged 11.2 points per game and 7.6 rebounds. Mohamed didn't realize that it was 3 free throws. He thought that was it. He grabbed the big rebound. So he makes 2 from 3. Qatar with just over 4 and a bit seconds to get this last possession away of the third quarter. 62 points to 53. Kazakhstan with their biggest lead need to get the shot away, which they do, and it just comes up short. And that is a good third quarter for Kazakhstan, outscoring Qatar 19 points to 7 in that quarter. They trailed by 3 going into it. They now lead by 9. But it is still anyone's game here. Only a 9-point game. We know just how quickly these things can change. Get involved. Hashtag FIBA WC. Hashtag This Is My House. Download the app as well. That is a must for all you basketball fans out there. It is a really good app. It'll guide you through the World Cup campaign. Here are the stats then. Kazakhstan not shooting the ball well at all from 2-point range, but look at that from 3. 13 from 23 today from the outside, thanks mainly really to Ponomarev and of course Mirzagaliev as well.
Clock on this, okay? Late clock on this. I want Nasser, okay? When you see it's like getting to 10 seconds, 8 seconds, Nasser, you're gonna get up here, Abdul. Okay, mid pick and roll, flat or an angle pick and roll. Pop, okay, Irfan and Darwish, wherever you are, you got a space on it. Okay, we're looking to go.
So here are some of the highlights then from that third quarter. Ponomarev started well. That was the 3 that he was fouled as well. Turned into a 4-point play for Ponomarev. Great fast break. Easy dunk for Alexander Zhigulin. They really just took it up a notch in that third quarter, did Kazakhstan, who, as I mentioned right at the start, I think a lot of people were perhaps thinking they may well be the underdogs here in the Asian qualifying group. Had an excellent showing at the FIBA Asia Champions Cup this year, where Astana finished on the podium. It was a really good way to bounce back for the country after their pretty dismal showing at the FIBA Asia Cup, where they lost all 3 of their games, as did Qatar. And the good news for Qatar is that Abdulrahman Saad is back out on the floor to start off this fourth quarter. Reyes manages to grab the rebound and draw the foul. Irfan. Abdulrahman Saad is going to have to go to work again here for Qatar. He leads the way in all three categories at the moment. 18 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Abdulrahman Saad, the young 21-year-old. Just a reminder, these two teams will play again on Monday. Nice ball movement by Kazakhstan. Yagolkin for 3, no good. Rebound by Koznikov. Koznikov in traffic, draws the foul, and will head to the line. Yeah, so on Monday, Iran against Qatar. Iran heavy favourites to get out of this group probably unscathed, you'd imagine. Iran, they are away to Iraq. So that will be starting in around 40 minutes' time. And then Kazakhstan up against Iraq also on Monday, back in Kazakhstan though, in Astana at the Republican Cycle Track in Saryaka. Now the fast break is Abdulrahman Saad makes the 2, so the double-digit lead didn't last very long for Kazakhstan. It's back to 8. Abdulrahman Saad now has 20 personal. Yagolkin can't afford really to trade though here, Qatar, and makes a nice 2, does Nikolai Bashkin. Lead back up to 10. Abdulrahman Saad turns it over. It's the problem though that he's got, the 21-year-old, is that I think a lot of the time he kind of thinks, well, he's got to try and do it by himself. Great bounce pass outside. Koznikov turns down the 3. Yagolkin, completely uncontested, will be disappointed that he didn't make it. Hands on head for Azim Yagolkin. Only 25 years of age. Foul though goes on Mohamed, so Kazakhstan have it back. Oh, great inbound pass. The 2 is good, and 1 for Dmitry Gavrilov. Beautiful little bounce pass, little feint, and as Reyes was coming down, Gavrilov went up, makes the 2, heads to the line. Chance for a 3-point play. Kazakhstan's lead up to 12. Make that 13. Saad does well. Shot clock down to 5. Saad trying to again do it himself, nearly turns it over again. They need to get the shot away right before the buzzer. Reyes can't get it to go. Offensive rebound, and should have put it back really, Mohamed. That was a good chance. Did the hard part to grab the board. Couldn't put back the 2. Was the team's top scorer at the 2016 FIBA Asia Challenge was Mohamed. Nice little 1-2 step and a good finish. Koznikov. And Kazakhstan just continue to pour it on here. And a timeout has been called with 7.5 to go in this final quarter. The lead, though, is up to 15.
Помогаете при проходе, при сааде, эти станы делаете, он теряет мяч, мы подбираем и контролируем игру. Все от защиты, все от защиты. Саат лезет, сдваиваемся, помогаем, мяч в руки взял, все, пытаемся контролировать передачу. Подбор на своем щите, перевели и не сбиваемся на индивидуальную игру. Также сет оффенс играем, все время. Выявили, есть время, доказал врага, играем. Поехали.
Давай.
I'm giving you as much as I can here, all right? But we just got to be more efficient. Like, we're just going 1-on-4 and we're just getting held up.
Shabab, let's go.
Yes.
Hey,
Let's go. Come on.
Me, you, and Papi Slow.
Let's go now. Let's go now.
1, 2, 3.
Let's go, man. Let's go. 7 minutes. Let's go hard.
Well, there still seems to be plenty of belief in the Qatar squad there. You saw the assistant coach, Hashim Zaidan, as well, just trying to gee the troops up a little bit. Is Malik. Oh, Mohamed has it stripped off him. Great work by Dmitry Gavrilov. Here's Yagodkin. Now Yagaliev blocked, and now the fast break for Qatar, surely this time, and Irfan makes the 2. Well to run the floor, Ali Said Irfan. Good block initially as well by Irfan. So good work on the defensive and offensive end by him. He's fouled, can't get the 2 to go, but a trip to the line for Nikolai Bajkin. Qatar are missing a few of their key players still, likes of Trey Johnson and Tanguy Ngombo. Sure you all know the story of Tanguy Ngombo, but if you don't, it's well worth looking up. It's a fascinating story about how he was drafted in the NBA. Nice pass and an easy 2 for Mohamed. So Qatar trying to reduce the arrears. It's back down to 13. Lovely little bounce pass by Abdullah Shaher Matalka. Yagodkin for 3, no good. A whistle anyway. I think the foul has gone on Nikolai Bajkin. So Qatar have got the miss. Now can they make down the other end? Actually went on Yagaliev, the foul. That's what they can't afford to do. They just got the stop. And then a pretty cheap turnover from Qatar to the baseline. Needs some help, has to throw it back outside. Here is Rustam Yagaliev. Now Ponomarev for 3. May just be a little cold, Ponomarev. He's been at the game for a little bit now. Abdurrahman Saad. Nice little spin move. Irfan was fouled. Couldn't get the 2 to go, but he will shoot 2 from the foul line. 1 from 2. Lead back to 12 with just over 5 to go. Ponomarev. Well, he had the option of taking the 3 on there, did Koznikov, decided to turn it down. Now Galiev has it stripped off him now. The fast break is on. The pass all the way down the floor to Abdulrahman Saad. Good transitional defense by the Kazakhstanis, and Saad throws it away, turns it over. And now he's going to go himself. Good finish by Antolai Koznikov. Just beginning to get a little sloppy out there, Qatar. Here's Mohamed. He draws the foul. Another trip to the line. So Galiev. Draws the foul, does Koznikov. Another trip to the line, just getting a little scrappy here. You just can sense that Abdulrahman Saad is beginning to get a little frustrated. It must be hard. As I said, he leads every single category for Qatar, really does Abdulrahman Saad. 20.6 rebounds, 4 assists for him. 21 years of age, when you're trying to do everything for your side and you're not really being backed up. He has been backed up by some. The likes of Mohamed's got 18.6 rebounds, but other than those two, really. Maybe Irfan as well. And the lead is back up to 15. Malik turns down the 3. He's got to shoot it, does, comes up short. They just can't get anything to go. Irfan, though, with the offensive board and the putback 2. Back outside, Galiev had the option to give it to Galiev, turns it down. Ponomarev, great extra pass. The ball movement from Kazakhstan was absolutely superb. The 3 was no good, and the foul is called on Abdulrahman Al-Mufta. So Qatar in the penalty, so a trip to the foul line for Antolai Koznikov. He's a very good college player, Koznikov. I said he went to Nicholls State University. Averaged 22.1 points a game in the NCAA Division 1. Started his career in Australia for the Sydney Kings. He's done really well. Anton Ponomarev. Double team really from Galiev and Ponomarev. Felt that it should have been Qatar ball. Nice little pass, the 2 is no good. Rebound by Matalka, they've given it away again. And I don't think that Zhigulin was quite expecting the pass there. It's been really scrappy in possession though in this final quarter, have Qatar. Giving it away cheaply a lot as Mohamed tries to make the 2. The offensive rebound by Ali Said Irfan. And puts it back. Galiev. Koznikov just had a look down to see whether he was beyond the arc. This will be a 2 if it goes, and all of a sudden, Ponomarev not quite finding the range that he has been in the opening 3 quarters. Air ball by Malik Salim Abdullah, and great work on the defensive end there. Just throws it off the Qatar player, and Kazakhstan will have possession back. Clever thinking by Anton Ponomarev, and a timeout has been called. 2.5 minutes to go. Kazakhstan leading by 13.
Играйте сет оффенс до конца. Они не прессингуют, хорошо, они не прессингуют, они играют в зонную защиту. Играйте зип в 2 стороны. Пошли, вывели сюда, завел Мурза, поставил заслон Саша, Джексон вышел, Антон смотрит. Если есть нужен заслон, ты играешь заслон. Если нет, просто иди под 45, спокойно получи. Хорошо, сыграли в эту сторону, сюда. Здесь Саша поставил Толи, Толя вышел сюда.
Mikhail Karpenko has got them playing some good stuff out there. He's also taken over as coach of BC Astana, which many of the Kazakhstan players actually play domestically for, so should have a good relationship at both club and international level. Just a case now of Kazakhstan not doing anything stupid. They've just got to make sure they see this game out. Ponomarev throws it back outside. Galiev turns down to 3. Koznikov again does. Gonna have to shoot. Shot clock was down to 3. Koznikov makes the 2. It's a pretty good defensive possession by Qatar there. Ponomarev sets the screen, pick and roll, gets it, throws it back to the opposite corner. Galiev for 3, count it. Galiev up to 20 points personal now. Momet tried to win inside. A foul there did Zhigulin. As Mohamed backed into him, the lead's 14. Galiev again. Up against Ali's side, Irfan. Penetrates, drives. Can't make the 2. Great defense by Irfan. Nice sportsmanship as well there by Galiev, just making sure Irfan was okay. El Darwish for 3, in and out, no good. Rebound by Ponomarev. Here is Koznikov. Nice pass out to the corner. Screen set by Zhigulin, and rather lost track of where the ball was. So a turnover for Kazakhstan. And a timeout has been called. We've got just under 30 seconds to go. 82-68, Kazakhstan leading Qatar.
Listen to me. Points count here, okay? Points differential count. All right, so we make sure we get the last shot on this. You hear me? We hold it out. Board, board, board. You go 4 flat. All right. They don't get a layup. Another score here on this. All right. The differential in the long term could help us. Okay. So we've got 4 guys along the baseline. Mufta, you have the ball. Okay. You're gonna let it run with 9 seconds on 8 seconds on the clock. Okay. You can go screen. Okay. Across. These for Irfan. Irfan, come and set it. You're coming off it, looking. Corners are wide open. All right? We don't give up the ball. Let's go. All right? We don't give up the ball. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, he made a very good point there, did Tim Lewis, that obviously points differential could be absolutely critical when it comes down to it. So it's imperative that even if it's a bit of a blowout in a game, which this one isn't, but even if it is, you've just got to keep playing right to that buzzer. Because you never know just how 1 or 2 points here and there could be the difference between you heading to China in 2 years' time. And not. Here is Irfan. Nice pass. Irfan, and an easy finish for Mohamed. Nearly forces a turnover. Now Koznikov. Koznikov had bodies all around him. Throws it back outside. Ponomarev for 3. Really can't get anything to go now, Ponomarev, but that will be that. The buzzer goes. And Kazakhstan looking to make amends from their poor showing in the FIBA Asia Cup earlier this year. And they are off to a good start under Mikhail Karpenko. This was always going to be quite a crucial game. These two sides pretty closely matched. Got to expect that Iran are probably going to win this group. So it's vital that when they play each other, they've got to try and pick up points along the way. In fairness to Qatar, they kept it close, and in the end they only trailed by 12 points. But at the end of the fourth, Kazakhstan have beaten Qatar 82 points to 70. So both of these sides lost all of their games in the FIBA Asia Cup, so at least Kazakhstan have made amends for that. They've really got to thank Ponomarev and Mirzagaliev, who are absolutely superb on the offensive end, and all credit to the travelling supporters that have come and watched their team today. Ponomarev, one of the heroes, just going across and high-fiving them all. It's always really good to see the players doing that. I'm sure the fans hugely thank and respect them for doing so. Here are the final score there, 82-70, Kazakhstan, Qatar. They play again on Monday, do both of these sides. Iran against Qatar in Iran. That's in Tehran. So Qatar will have to get on a flight and head to Iran over the weekend. As for Kazakhstan, well, they can go home because their second match on Monday is against Iraq. Iraq at home in Astana. Here are the stats then from the game. Kazakhstan just didn't shoot the ball great, really, from 2-point range. Qatar did. They were 22 from 38, but Kazakhstan's 3-pointers really doing the damage. Out-rebounding Qatar as well. 17 offensive rebounds for the visiting side. Allowed them a lot of second-chance points. A few more turnovers as well for Qatar, which they'll want to try and look after the ball a little bit better as the qualifying campaign goes on. Here are the game leaders then. Mohamed had a great game for Qatar, 22.7 rebounds. Abdurrahman Saad had 4 assists and also was second in scoring. Ponomarev, though, led the way for Kazakhstan, 23 points, ably assisted by Mirzagaliev, though, with 20. Marchuk had 7 rebounds and also 5 assists for Mirzagaliev, but sides, another good game, 20 points. Just hope he's okay. He did suffer a little bit of a knock, did the 21-year-old. Side also had 15 points for Qatar. Koznikov, he chipped in with 12, but it was all about those two guys, Ponomarev and Mirzagaliev, especially from beyond the arc. They were absolutely superb. Mirzagaliev was 6 from 6 from the outside. Quite incredible for Mirzagaliev. And, well, Ponomarev, he missed a few in that final quarter. He was 6 from 11 from the outside. So 23 points for Ponomarev, 20 for Mirzagaliev. So here are the highlights then from that second half. It was important, really, for Qatar to start brightly. They led by 3 going into the second half. You just felt that Kazakhstan were always going to come out and try and get at them quickly. And that third quarter very much got away from the hosts very quickly indeed. And in the end, Kazakhstan outscored them 19 points to 7. Did perform better in that fourth quarter, did Qatar. Was still outscored 20 points to 17. So just a reminder again on how the World Cup qualifying format works. So there's 3 windows in the first round. So November, which we're in at the moment, is the first window. February 2018 is the second window, and then June is the third window. And at the end of that third window in June, the 16 teams in Asia will be cut to 12, and they go into the second round. But here it is, Kazakhstan, who have started the brighter. They beat Qatar 82 points to 70. They'll be back on Monday to do it all over again. This is how the table looks at the moment. I mean, it doesn't mean much because Iran and Iraq are still to play. They tip off in about 15 minutes' time, Iraq and Iran. So Kazakhstan at the top. 1-0. Qatar 0-1 so far. But yeah, if you want to watch the Iraq-Iran game, then you can do, of course, every single match on live basketball.tv. Make sure you download the app as well. That is a must-have throughout this tournament, throughout the qualification campaign. But thanks very much for your company today. It is the perfect start for Kazakhstan. And as I said, plenty more action from the World Cup qualifiers coming throughout the evening as well, throughout the rest of the day. So tune in to your favourite teams and watch here on live basketball.tv. But Kazakhstan have beaten Qatar here 82 points to 70.